Hello there. There you guys go. How are y'all doing this evening? Thank you for joining me this evening. Teasers, thank y'all for joining me. Who we have in the house tonight? Mimi Twin, how are you doing tonight? Hey, dear Dana. She says, sending big love to all. Show your love for Marie by booping that like button. I love when you say booping that like button. It sounds so prissy like I am, right? Thank you kindly. I appreciate it, dear Dana. Tawana, how are you doing this evening? Gypsy Lady Desire, how are you doing? Amina the Great, I love you so much. Caramel, I love you. How are you doing? It's been quite a day, right? It's Collins, I love you so much. Gosh, I love seeing y'all. I just love seeing you guys. You know I'm country from Texas. I love seeing y'all. Guys, hey Miss Angie, how are you doing today? But I'm like, what? Bifocals. Bifocals. And I said it was going to take some wine for these stories. It is. And so I have what? Wine. So if you do have wines, ladies, go ahead and pour your a glass of wine. And let's get into these stories, shall we? Mm-mm-mm. Before we get into the stories, please hit the like button. Thank you guys for joining me. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Please share the video if you care to share it. I really would appreciate it, guys. Y'all, hey, Gamblers Anonymous slots and scratch offs. Y'all, thank you so much, Gamblers Anonymous. I appreciate that. Thank you. Earlier today, I had some issues with this darn computer. I can hear you guys can hear me, but I could not hear anything on my side. So, hi, Monica McCall. How are you doing? Wonderful, wonderful. So, as I said earlier, kind folks, I said that we was going to come back here and talk about how these men act when women file child support on them. When they file child support on them, you have to be careful, ladies. When you decide to file file child support on men nowadays, you got to be careful, especially if he threatens you. If he threatens you, please move. Move. Because they mean business. They don't want to pay for their own kids. That's sad, isn't it? It's very sad. Hey, Joel, how are you? Guys, so let's get into it, shall we? Let me see which story I'd like to pick first. Yes, indeed. So many. I actually ran across so many stories, ladies. So many stories. Just tons of them. Tons of them. And I was like, gosh, I can go on forever and ever, trying to get some stories about this. These different guys with this crap that they're doing. 1 second here. Not him. Oh, here we are. Okay, the first one that we're going to start off with. And right here, it's out of St. Louis County, Missouri. Let me share the screen. A lot of them did not have videos to go with them. I think that where there were some videos, but most of them were YouTube videos. I did not want to get struck. Okay. Monica McCall, she says, stand here. Am I here? Is it sharing? Yes, it's sharing. Monica McCall says, I had to file child support. She said, I had child support filed on me. He died 4 years ago after he filed. Our kids are grown now. Wow. It's very interesting, but it does happen. It does happen where men will file child support. It does. Hi, Joelle. She says, hi, Moms and Chat. Hello there. Amita the Great, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Raquel Vibes TV, how are you doing? It's great to see you. Okay, so this is a story out of Missouri, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the clouds. Take a look here. Here is the guy, first of all, who we're talking about. Let me make sure you guys can see it. He's here. This is the suspect. Look at him. Look at him. Sir, really? It's interesting how young he is. And it's sad how the men nowadays, they feel that it's a sin to file child support on them, sir. It's not a sin for you to get child support filed on your ass. And you have to take care of your children. You have to take care of your kids. I don't understand why they don't understand that. I don't understand why. Kennedy Moore said, hey, Marie in chat. I'm glad I finally caught you live. Happy 420. That's right. Happy 420th, everybody. It is April 20th, and we know what this day brings. My daddy is happy. He is. She says, I ate all the Easter leftovers. Wonderful, wonderful, Kennedy Monroe. Let's get to the story. So this is the suspect here. Look at him sticking his mouth out. I'm just like, oh, my Jesus. Trifling. It's trifling, as we put it. Trifling. Take a look at the story here. It says St. Louis County, Missouri. Heard about St. Louis. I heard St. Louis is kind of a low economy budgeted city. I heard that it's a lot of poor people down there, you know. I did hear that. It says a St. Louis County man admitted on Tuesday to the deadly 2019 shooting of the mother of his child over a child support argument. Of a child support argument. It says Anthony Farr, 28 years old, pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and three other crimes in connection with the death of Kanika Martin, the mother is one of his children. One of his children, mind you, one of his children. How many do you have, sir? It says, according to the court documents, Farr went over to Martin's home on November 11, 2019, and got into an argument with her. During the argument, Martin reaffirmed to Farr that he was going to have to pay child support for the child they had together. She confirmed, she told him, you're going to pay this child support. Martin also had another child, so it looks like he has two children, guys. It says Farr then left and stood outside where they continued to argue on the phone. Shortly after the two got off the phone, two shots were fired into the home through the front living room window. Both shots hit Martin and she died on the couch, according to the court documents. The guilty plea was not part of a plea agreement. Farr's sentencing date, was set on June 17th. So once she got off the phone, she was actually arguing with him on the phone. She stepped outside to continue arguing with him, went back in the house, and what? Somebody came to the window and shot her through the window. We already knew who it was. And I told y'all, most of the time, I would say about 85% of the time, when a pregnant woman meets her demise, it's usually the child's father. It is. Because firstly, they don't want kids, but they want to get you pregnant. Secondly, they don't want to be financially responsible for their kids. Point period blank. They don't. So he pleaded guilty without a plea agreement. So I guess he felt, let me just plead guilty. I did it. Yeah, so what? She said, I have tried to treat non-payment of child support in a constructive and humane manner designed to compel non-supportive parents to pay their fair share through civil contempt proceedings without seeking criminal sanctions or prison, except in exceptional circumstances. St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney Wesley Bell said in a press release, killing the mother of your child because she expects you to pay child support is the most heinous, exceptional circumstance that I can imagine. And I expect this killer to spend many years of prison where he can't hurt anyone else. You know, they gave him big time. Let's see if they tell how much time he gave this throw it off looking thing. Nope. I'm sure they gave him a lot of time. 28 years old. Sir, your life is over. It's over because you had to pay child support. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Dear Dana says, my ex-husband eventually signed his rights away on my son in court, and my present husband adopted my son's right then and there. Really about signing your child rights away? Your parental rights away? Just so you won't have to pay child support? You are trifling. That's trifling. It is. And I'm glad your husband did take your child. He did adopt your child. That's wonderful. That is awesome, dear Dana. She also says, my son was handicapped. My present husband that adopted him, you would never know that he was not his birth father. That is awesome. She said, now that is a real man. It is a real man, dear Dana. It is a real man. Yes, it is. It is a good man. A real ass man. So, he need to go out there and maybe do some speeches, presentations to teach some of these other men how to be a fucking real man. That's all I'm saying. He did. Dear Dana also says that is horrible and tragic. It is. It's horrible and tragic. He was 28, so I'm pretty sure she may have been younger than him. Just because she made him pay child support. Look how he looked. First of all, I don't understand why she dated him, but that's another story. That's another story. Monica McCall said, God truly blessed you, virtual hug, and dear Dana. We love dear Dana. She is precious. I love her. Kennedy Monroe said, that's cutting off your nose to spite your face. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Dear Dana said, absolutely. And Monica McCall, thank you kindly. That is pure evil, dear Dana says. And just said, that's wonderful, dear Dana. That was that particular story. Look how young he is. Look at him. Look at that face. Bye-bye, sir. Bye-bye. 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 Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Let me stop sharing right now. 1 second, guys. I found this video of a story. Let me share the screen again. I'm sorry. And I have not taken a look at it. Let's look at it together, shall we, teasers? You know how we do. We do things together over here. Please hit the like button. Hi, Marva. Everyone, please hit the like button, please. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, just sickening. I think this is it. Yes. Take a look, shall we? I'm going to play this video. I have not seen the video myself. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look. It says Maryland father tells police. Oh, it scared me. Sorry. Let me jump there. Hold on. Take a look at what's being shared. 1 second, guys. Here we are. Where's that video? I think this is it. It's playing a commercial. Let's take a look. We're going to mute it so we can see the commercial first. We're actually going to skip the ad here shortly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Skip. Okay, here we are. Let me take it off mute.
You became upset? Where was the gun at? Was it already in your hand? Or did you have it in your waistband or your pocket? In your waistband? Did you say anything to her prior to pulling the gun out? Huh? Okay. So you went over there to talk about the child support. What did you want to talk to her about? That she wanted to take it off? And what did she say?
I just see the letter. And then, I guess, I don't know what was saying, but I just see the letter in the mail talking about the child and stuff.
When did you receive the letter in the mail? It was recent though?
Yeah.
So did you actually tell her that you received the letter?
Yeah.
So did you tell her that she needs to take the child support off, or no, you didn't?
We had a conversation before about she said I could try to take it off.
Okay.
But they said I couldn't.
Okay.
Whew, this guy, they are interrogating him from what he did to his child's mother. Let's take a look at the story, shall we? It says, in the months after Darren Boswell Johnson learned he was the father of a 2-year-old girl, he took to the internet for advice. He went to the internet for advice when he found out that child support had been filed on him, guys. It says, how can I stop? These are the questions he asked online. He asked, how can I stop child support? He tapped into the phone in 2015. He asked, how does the court know if child support is not being paid? He typed shortly after that. And then he typed, and in January 2016, he says, what if I'm behind on my child support? Weeks later, after $600 a month began being garnished from his paychecks, his daughter, Chloe Davis Green, and the girl's mother, Nishanta Davis, were dead. They started garnishing his wages, basically, and they were taking $600 out of his paycheck, okay? After that, his daughter and the child's mother ended up, what? Dead. It says, it appeared, according to prosecutors, that Boswell Johnson's answer to his child support problems was executing the mother and daughter in the early morning on February 2nd, 2016. A Prince George's County jury on Tuesday agreed, convicting Boswell Johnson of 2 counts of murder in the double killing. How can you kill a 2-year-old child, your child? How can you do that? It said, how much is too much to allow a 2-year-old to live? I just asked that question. That's what the Attorney General said. How much is too much to allow your 2-year-old child to live? That's what she asked the jury in the opening statements. It says, is $200, is it $400, or is it $600, the magic number? Here is a picture of the beautiful folk, the young girl and her mother. Let me see if you all can see that good. This is a picture of them. Let's see if I can bring it out of there. Bigger. Doubt it. No. This is her, the mom, and this is the daughter. Look how cute she was. She was a very beautiful baby. Very beautiful baby. Wow. It says, teacher to your daughter are fatally shot in Prince George. The mom was a teacher. It says, with no gun and no DNA evidence linking Boswell Johnson to the murder scene, prosecutors relied on his videotape confession to detectives, cell phone records, surveillance videos, and notes notes he wrote to his loved ones before heading to jail. I do remember this case. What he did as well in this particular case, okay, folks, what he did as well in this particular case, at first he was not talking to this young lady. I remember this. Once he found out she was pregnant, he would not talk to her. You know, they were messing around for a couple of years there. But once he found out she was pregnant, he stopped talking to her. He stopped speaking with her. But what he did was, in order to get close to her, to be able to KILL her, he pretended to act like he was invested, that he wanted to be a father and he was still into her. He would text her and call her and act like as if he gave a damn, but he didn't. He didn't give a damn. It's just that he wanted to, get closer to her. But what I understand is that he did not know where she lived at first, but then she told him because she trusted him. He gained her trust. Okay. That particular morning when they were KILED, he texted her and asked her, well, are you going to work today? Because what happened is they used to work together. They were working together previously. He asked her, was she going to work today? She said, yes. So that was his cue to what? Get there early in the morning so he can wait on her to come out with that baby. And that's when he did what he did. I remember that. I remember this particular story. That's when he did what he did. He, basically tricked her. And she was excited that he wanted to be in the child's life, not knowing that he was just planning this to what? Kill her. She said, dear Dana says, per evil enters their heart. It is the only way to explain it. She said, what can explain being able to murder an innocent child? Evil, evil, evil. Imagine being able to do this. I remember this story. And he basically tricked her. She was excited. She was excited that he wanted to be in her child's life. She was excited. It's freaking sick. It is freaking sick, Marva. It's sick. Let me finish reading this story here. Stand by. Just ignorant. As we say, ignorant. He was wrong for that. Go back down here. This is him. As you can see, this is him. That is him. And for what I understand is, if I can recall, he had a really good job. He did have a good job. And he felt like that baby and the child support was just getting in his way of life, period. She was in the way. She was in the way. That baby's so pretty. Look at her doing, mocking her mother. She's beautiful. It says here, I know I failed you as a son, he told his mother. That's what he wrote. I know I failed you as a son. Yes, you did, sir. You failed as a son and you failed as a father. He says, I'm not the monster they are making me seem to be, he wrote to the mother of his two other kids. So he has two other children. He said, I'm not the monster they are making me seem to be. Oh, yes, you are, sir. You are that monster. You are him. Yes, you are to kill a 2-year-old child. You are that monster. Trigger warning. You are that monster. He said, I was lying to them until they bring me your picture, he told his girlfriend. During the trial, which lasted more than a week, Boswell Johnson attorney, Antoine M. Jones, continued the confession from his client was coerced. Did we see any coercion going on, chat? No, we did not. He was talking his ass out with no problem. He was answering the questions with what? No problem. Jones also said Davis and Boswell Johnson were still communicating and had a good relationship at the time. See there? She thought that they have a good relationship, but he used that opportunity to be able to communicate with her to do what he did to her. It said there was not a hint of dissension between the two parties, Jones said. They joked and talked about their daughter, whom my client referred to as baby girl. He was lying. He was pretending. He was. It says Davis, she was a teacher at Bradbury Heights Elementary School in Capitol Heights. She and her daughter were killed outside their Fort Washington home in one of the many high-profile domestic homicides that dominated headlines in Prince George's County in 2016. So she was a teacher in the elementary school And I remember that they were killed outside of her home. He waited for her. He laid in wait for her until she got out to go to work at her car. Okay, says Boswell Johnson at first told officials he was sleeping at the time of the shooting, according to the court testimony. But after he was confronted with surveillance video showing his SUV rolling out of the apartment complex that morning, he told detectives he simply went to his daughter's townhouse to see her off to school. Damn lie. You didn't. You were waiting. You were hiding. Camera caught you. You were hiding. I remember this story. You were hiding. He waited for her to come outside, and then he did what he had to do. That poor baby. And first he tried to say that he only tried to hit the mother, and then the bullet went towards the child. He lied. He did that child head on. Trigger warning. He did her head on. It says eventually, after hours of denials, Boswell Johnson confessed. Prosecutor said he woke up in the early morning hours on February 2nd and drove to Fort Washington, parking his car down the street from Davis's home, then sat on the steps 2 houses away, waiting for Davis to emerge for work. Did I not tell you? Detectives testified. It says, I want to talk about child. He said, I want to talk about child support. That's what he told Davis, the young lady, right? When she refused to talk, he pulled a GUN from his waistband and fired. He said in his confession, Davis was shot in the back and Chloe suffered the child suffered 2 gunshot wounds to the head. She suffered 2 gunshot wounds. It says with bullets piercing her car seat, according to the expert. Oh my God. So he shot at the child twice. He did. He shot at that baby twice. He wanted to make sure so he would not have to pay what? Child support. It says the close range gunfire was so violent, according to prosecutors, it blew Chloe out of her car seat and the beads out of her hair. Oh, Jesus. Trigger warning. The close range of GUN fire was so violent, according to prosecutors, it blew Chloe out of her car seat and the beads out of her hair. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Caramel says, how can he look in that baby's eyes and shoot her? How can he do it? And nowadays, these men, telling you women, you have to be careful who you decide to date, who you decide to let come to your home. You have to. How they come in here? No. Angie says, OMG, Kennedy said, wow, that's horrible. It is horrible. It is. S. Collins says, how can you KILL your own child? This man should get the death penalty. He should. He really should. He really should. Sickening. It is absolutely sickening. That's why I wanted to do these stories this evening, ladies, because I do recall several stories I've seen on TV, and I say, let me bring this to their attention, because if you have a man that threatening you, like, bitch, if you file child support on me, I'm gonna fuck you up. Believe him. Believe him. He's not just saying it for no reason. Believe him. Believe him. These men nowadays are trifling as what? Fuck. They are. A lot of them trifling. And it's like a lot of women nowadays, have kids with people, they don't even know their last name. Or they don't know their mother or their father or their family. I'm just saying that be cautious of who you have a child with. Find out the background. You may be messing with an ill person psychologically. You may be messing with a person that's ill up here. You never know. If you meet the family, they'll tell you, hey, don't mess with him. He's kind of off. So you'll be warned if you knew the family. That's all I'm saying. Yes. I knew there were going to be several stories in here. I knew it. But guess what? It was so many of these stories in here, guys. It was just tons of them. Tons of them. For child support. For child support. Really, sir? No. Give me a second here. Let me take a look at what I have up here. Let me just stop sharing right quick. Signal. Stand by. You are the monster, sir, that you say you're not. You are that monster, sir. Y'all. Let's take a look at this other story. while we are at this story. And I'm not trying to get off topic or anything, but I do recall this story, and a lot of you may recall this story. Let me share the screen right quick, please. This particular, these particular murders, I believe, I bet you they came from what? Child support as well. Bet you they did. Where is it? Hold on, y'all. Here he is. Do y'all see this guy? Look at this hot mess. Hot mess. I call it a hot mess. It is. It's a hot mess. Look at him. I'm asking myself, how can he have a normal face after he did what he did? Yeah, I bet. I'm thinking all of you people, all of you ladies and gentlemen, have seen this particular story. Angie Marvin said he probably will or did the death penalty. Hopefully so. Angie said my bestie work at the courthouse. I'm gonna run you. Caramel. She said, and know what they do to people who kill children in prison. Yes, Caramel. Know the consequences of what they do to people in prison. They might separate. They might segregate him. Hopefully not, but they may separate him because they will attack. They don't play. Let's go ahead and go to the story. Look at him. Just look thrown off. Lord have mercy. This is the guy. If you ladies don't remember, he is the one. Let me come back to the stream yard. He is the one that where they found the child's mother deceased, and he's the one who threw his child in the river. Put a lip gloss in the chat if you remember this story, where the man threw the child in the river, just swung her in the river. I think the baby was 2 months old. We'll confirm the story. Put a lip gloss in the chat if y'all remember that, where the guy threw his child in the river, just tossed her in the river. Put a lip gloss in there. And this is a trigger warning, you know. Put a lip gloss in the chat. Put a lip gloss in the chat. If you recall this story, anyone. Well, this guy threw this baby in the river, his baby in the river, after he what? Kill his baby mother. Let's go to the story. It says, this is Memphis, Tennessee. Brandon Isabel has been charged in the murder of a 27-year-old woman and a 2-day-old daughter. She was only 2 days old, guys. She was only 2 days old. I thought the baby was 2 months old. She was only 2 days old. It says, according to an affidavit from Memphis police, on February 1st, around 11 p.m., an officer was looking for possible stolen vehicles when they found a 10 Chevy Cruze with the driver's side window broken out. Officers ran the tag and found that the vehicle belonged to Danielle Hoyle. They contacted Hoyle's family, who said they had not heard from her since she left the house earlier with her daughter. Let me scroll this up. The report says while officers were making contact with the family, a woman was found with a gunshot wound to the head off the road outside of the vehicle. The woman was identified as Hoyle. The 2-day-old child was not found on the scene. The child was not there when they found the mom, initially found her mother. She was not there. And we know where she ended up at. It says the child's father, Isabel, was developed as a possible suspect and was detained. The report says that Isabel later admitted to luring Hoyle to the area of Levi and Sedgwick and shooting her. He also admitted to taking the child out of the car and driving her to the Island Park and the Upper Mud Island boat ramp, where he tossed the child into the water. Isabel told police he tossed the gun, he shot Hoyle with, into the Mississippi River. Isabel is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, perpetration of kidnapping, especially aggravated kidnapping, and tampering with evidence. Let me take a look at the comments in the chat. Thank you, S. Collins. You heard of that story as well? Thank you. S. Collins says you remember the story. Marvin says, Caramel, they deserve it too. This man, not only did he make the mother of his child meet her demise, but he threw the baby in the river as if she was trash. How can you throw an innocent little bitty weedy baby into the river? I don't understand that. Ma'am, you didn't know this man was mental while you were dating him? You didn't know that? And a lot of women, it's like they are so desperate to keep a man and to keep a family. Sometimes, ladies, it's not worth it. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. It's not. And they put up with so much shit. And they hide so much shit from their family to, try to keep their family together. But ma'am, this was not the one to keep together. It was not. I'm sure he had some flags. I'm sure there was some flags. Look at him. I'm sure there were flags. Look at him. Look at him. I'm going to go back to the story. Jesus. Oh, have mercy. This is just horrible. 2 days old. Like, how can you do that? Stand by. Let me find my story again. It's just craziness. These men are something else. They are. Let's continue on with the story, shall we? It says Kennedy's grandmother told Action News 5 Wednesday the family misses Danielle and Kennedy dearly and want the man responsible for their deaths to be held accountable. You can cry so much that tears don't even fall down, don't even come out of your eyes anymore. That's what April says. I haven't slept. You can't sleep if something happened to your child and your grandchild. You won't be able to sleep. It's natural, She says it's been 24 hours since Campbell's daughter was killed and granddaughter disappeared. Danielle, she's missed by everybody, says Campbell. Young folks make mistakes, but that wasn't a mistake. There wasn't a reason to kill my daughter. It was not a reason to kill her. I believe it was not a reason for him to do that. But I believe it was behind child support. I do. He didn't want to take care of the baby. It says that Hoyle, the young lady, was found shot to death near her car in Whitehaven around 11:15 Tuesday night. Thank God the police went through there to look for stolen cars. Otherwise, they wouldn't have found her. He probably would have came back and tossed her in the river, That's sad. It said the search lasted all day Wednesday and into the night on Mud Island for the 2-year-old baby. I just wish I could just hold my grandma baby, said Campbell. I just want to tell them that I love them. I miss them. That's the reason why, chat teasers. This is one reason why I tell my children every day that I love them. I tell my children every day that I love them. And I hope you guys tell your children every day that you love them as well. I do. Because you never know when it's the last time your children will see you. You just don't know. You don't know. This is sickening. It is. It's sickening. 1 second, please. This particular story disappeared. Let me not share the screen. Unshare the screen. Let's talk about it. Gamma said you have to. You have to. These stories are very, very traumatic. Sorry, y'all. Very sad. A lot of women, young women, they want to keep their family together. They do. And so they accept a lot of stuff from these guys thinking that, oh, okay, he'll change once the baby comes. No, he won't. He won't. Been there, done it. He won't. You cannot change a man, ladies. You cannot. If they come into a relationship like that, they're going to stay in a relationship like that. You better believe it. They're going to stay in a relationship like that. They are. Let's do a quick countdown. I'll be right back. Wait a second here. Okay, folks, I'm back. Give me one more second here. I want to pull up another story that I seen. This particular article, it continues to drop down, but let's take a look at this one. Stop St. Louis Post. I think we read that one already. Stand by. I mean, it's just tons of stories in here about this. Tons of stories. I think this is the one. Sickening. Oh, this is the same story. This is a better picture of the mother and daughter. Let me share the screen. This is a better pic. Hopefully y'all can see them, okay? Stand by. It's a better pic. I want y'all to see them. That baby was beautiful. Very beautiful. Here they are. Let me just take a look here. Can y'all see them better? Can y'all see her much better now? This is the daughter, mother and daughter, where the young man was basically confessing, saying that, where his lawyer was saying that he was coerced. This is the mother and daughter that he laid in wait to make their demise. Just FYI, that is them. Sickening. Sickening. It is. All due to child support. All due to child support. All due to child support, okay, folks? All due to child support. All due to child support. Caramel says she sees them. I'm sad and angry at the same damn time. I'm sad and angry at the same damn time. You know, it's so many stories. A lot of these stories are very sad, teasers. It's very sad. Some of them, they really fuck with your mind. Excuse me. They do. They mess with your mind as a mother. You know, these stories are really traumatic, you know, and they can really hit home, you know, with mothers. It can. I'm saying that if you see signs that if a man tells you straight up, I don't want any kids, don't run out there and get freaking pregnant thinking you're gonna keep him. Don't do it. If he says he doesn't want any kids, he don't want no damn kids, man. He doesn't want any kids. Don't do it. Because a lot of women nowadays, they thinking like back in the 80s. If I have a baby, he's gonna stay with me. They played out in the 80s, women. Played out in the 80s, getting pregnant for a man to keep them. That was the 80s, 70s, and 80s. Nowadays, they'll leave your ass pregnant and all. They will. They tell you they don't want a baby. That means they don't want a baby. Don't run out there and get pregnant thinking you're going to keep him that way. It's only going to piss him off. It is. Put a lip gloss in the chat. If you think it will piss him off, if you run out there and get pregnant. Now, mind you, they may be using protection. You have the women that will what? Poke holes, do all the tricks, poke holes in the sun. Things of that nature. If he says, put a lip gloss, if he says he does not want a child, doesn't that mean that he does not want a fucking child? That mean don't have a baby? Would you not agree? That don't mean run out there and get pregnant. You know, talk to him, get on birth control or use protection, but be very safe with it. You don't want a baby. And just say my uterus is used for recreational purposes only. Okay. I still can have kids, but I don't want no more, damn it. Not one more. But when a man tells you he does not want to have a baby, ladies, he does not. He doesn't. You cannot change him. Cannot. You can't. And you can't put a family on him when he's not ready. If he's not ready, he's just not fucking ready. I'm sorry. He's not ready. Period. He ain't ready. You can't make him have a baby. You can't. I'm saying don't be so damn desperate. It's plenty of men out here, ladies. It is. You know, you just have to be patient and wait. You just can't go for any damn Tom, Dick, and Harry. You can't. It's not going to work. I can go to other stories, but I think that these stories are very triggering for other folks that may be out there watching this video. I do. Especially the last one with 2-year-old and a mom. He sat his happy ass up there and waited for her. And he only SHOT the mom once, but the baby twice. Really, bastard? Knocked her out of her car seat, bastard. Went back to work like shit, nothing happened. He did. So basically, the moral to this is that Watch who you date, especially if you're not a mom yet, you're young. Watch who you date. And if you are an older woman of age, as we put it, if a man, freaks out on you for filing child support, freaking move. Move. You're going to have to move because that bastard's going to do something to you. He is. Hey, hear her. Hey, Vicky, how y'all doing? Quick story. I saw on TV on one of those like 48, 2020 or First 48 shows, one of them. And this happened in Louisiana. The videos being filmed from the cops, the police officers' dash cam. You can see the lady in the van driving first. You can see the baby daddy chasing her in the car. And then you can hear the police coming behind them. They're all three in a line, driving fast down the street. The mother, she accidentally ended up in a ditch. She crashes in a ditch. She gets out the car and runs. Okay. Hi, Money. She runs. She tries to run to the police officer. She tries to make it. But this bastard had a whole shot GUN. And he hit her right in her behind. He hit her right in her behind. Seriously. He hit her in her behind. And she fell. When she fell, he proceeded to hit her on the head with the GUN. He was hitting her on her head. The police officer hit him 5 times with his weapon. 5 times. This bastard, he hit him once, twice. He was still hitting this girl. Like his adrenaline was so pumped up because she filed child support on him. He was determined to hurt her. He was. But the police officer had to end up hitting him 3 more times because he would not go down. He would not. Finally, his ass went down. The girl was down, but this man was trying to KILL her. He was. And they were young. And at the end of this show, she lived, thank God. She lived. But at the end of it, she had to have all kinds of reconstructive surgery on her behind. She did. Because he tore her behind up with this weapon. He did. But at the end, they show where the officer was receiving an award for, saving her. And she was there. And she helped present the award to him. But you can tell she was still messed up from that shot, that wound. She was still messed up from that wound. She was. She was. I saw him do it. And it was sad. Her pants flew. Some of her pants, from her actual pants, flew to the side. Because she filed child support on him. He didn't want her to do that. He didn't. And a police officer hit him twice. He would not freaking go down. He would not. So he hit him 3 more times. He finally went down. And you know what? Guess what? He lived. He lived. After 5 shots, sir, what were you on? He must have been on some kind of substance or something for him to be just, the adrenaline to be so pumped up, or he was just that damn angry that she filed child support on him. He lived. And now he's doing life in prison. He's doing life in prison. The point of the matter is, you chased her down to kill her. You did. Because she filed child support on you, sir, please. Some of them guys in Louisiana, some else. I know, honey. And allegedly, this is not against anyone out there. I'm just saying some of them are nothing nice. I dated one, honey. Yes. I dated one. So I just wanted to bring it to y'all attention in case y'all did not know that a lot of women have met because they filed child support. And you have a problem. You won't. So if you want to the stories, you can go on Google, of course. You can go on First 48 on First 48. This is real. If a man tells you he doesn't want to have a baby, please don't have a baby for him. Because you never know what he's going to do to you. Ladies, that's all I'm saying. You never know. It's some sick bastards out here. I'm telling you. It is. It is. And if he threatens you about child support, if he threatens you about child support, fucking run and move. Because he's going to take action. He's not joking. He's going to take action. He is. Sasha Lynn says now he won't have to pay if he's in prison. Isn't that sad? Because guess what? He's gonna have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and be able to exercise and what possibly have a relationship with a man in there. He's gonna be living it up. He is. Okay, guys. She said, okay, it's better now. Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Angie. I didn't know that. I wanted to thank all of you for coming on my live this evening. I really do. Thank you, guys. Like I said, I just wanted to bring awareness that a lot of women, our sisters especially, are meeting their demise because of what? They file child support. Be careful, ladies, when you file child support. Be careful. Try to move if he threatens you, or if he, look at the other situation. He pretended as if he gave a damn. He did. He pretended like he liked her, and he pretended like he liked being a father. But what did he do? You have to kind of, look and check stuff. That's all I'm saying. Like, check stuff. Look at how he moved. Check it. Okay? Thank y'all so much for joining. I hope you all like the video. Please like the video. Subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you guys for your continued support. I really do. Thank y'all so much. Tomorrow morning, fuck off with Marie, okay? Come fuck off with Marie tomorrow morning, guys. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I appreciate it. God bless you all. All of y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. God bless y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sasha Land. All right, precious teasers. Bye-bye now.